they have coconut heads, if you will. What do you say?
Well, those older folks who have orange heads, what have they produced to Ghanaians? You know, it's disheartening for you to think that young people have coconut heads, but you have a fine round head. But we haven't seen any result. Why are people coconut heads? Because older folks have failed to produce. They have failed to provide the enabling environment that they can function properly. As we speak, we have quite a lot of young people, brilliant, but nowhere to go, no aspirations. Nobody is telling them that you can take A or B. I mean, if Katie Hammond and Co. were not properly prepared, I mean, during Nkrumah's era, which they boldly, gladly talk about the good old days, etc. You are bold to talk about the good old days, how Nkrumah prepared the system for you to make gains and for you to become an MP now. What are you doing? Now you have a government agency supposed to give, scholarship to young people, especially for education. Right. I'm talking about what's the name?
Scholarship Secretariat.
The scholarship, the other one, the current one.
You start.
The scholarship secretary, but the name that was given, what's the name?
I forgot.
It escaped me.
Right, me too.
The Get Fund.
Get Fund, that's right. Get Fund.
The Get Fund. Yeah, when we talk about education and scholarship, mostly what comes to your mind is young people because they are the ones at the education age, for example. Now, go to Get Fund and see how many MPs have accessed that money for themselves. It baffles me. You are an MP. It means that you have gotten a certain minimum level of education that actually qualifies you to be effective and to be earning something to the point that you've gotten to Parliament. And you are assessing the same money for the young people, for your Harvard education, for your Penn State education. And then they boldly come and sit on radio and social media and say, hey, hooray, thank God I just graduated from Harvard. With whose money? The money that is supposed to go to these young people with coconut heads so that their heads will no longer be coconut. You are using it for your Harvard education. And you are proudly saying it on social media. We have to interrogate some of these, sorry to use some kind of language, but we have to interrogate some of these things. They are really not acceptable because the funds are supposed to upgrade, to help these young people to become the kind of leaders we want. But it will not go to them. MPs are accessing these funds for their education abroad. What do you need again when you're an MP? Why do you have to go for a Harvard MBA? Why do you have to go for an Oxford MBA? Because you have access to it. We need to be serious and question some of this because if we don't do it, people are going to be angry and at some point we cannot contain it. We have to question it. They should be ashamed for demonstrating some of these things online when we know that they didn't pay for themselves, but they access state funds that are supposed to be given to these young people to get them trained. You are an MP, you have access, you have control. Because of that, you are using it, and then you are flamboyantly displaying it that you just graduated for. So who paid for that money? That's school fees.
Dr. Kobby Mensah, I thank you very much indeed for allowing us to drink deep into your well of wisdom this morning. We're grateful.
Thank you, Johnny, and thank you, guys.